Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well today. So I want to talk about this long trade that I entered right down here, because this trade almost didn't happen. Essentially, we came down to touch off this golden pocket at 2 o'clock in the morning, and when I got the alert for this trade, I was literally laying in bed about to fall asleep, like trying to fall asleep, and at like 2:05 in the morning, my computer makes this loud and obnoxious beeping sound because when I set alerts, I set it so that it plays a noise. You can actually, if you go down and hit this arrow, more actions, you can choose a sound to play on your computer when your alerts go off. So yeah, my computer makes this loud, obnoxious noise at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it basically says we are retesting the golden pocket. We are coming down to your level, and honestly, in most cases, I probably wouldn't have, gotten up out of bed to do the TA and enter this trade and try and manage this trade. I wouldn't lose sleep over most trades like this, but um, there was a reason that I was more interested in this golden pocket retest, and that is because of basically the scope of the larger time frames. So basically, the reason I was so interested in this golden pocket retest right here is because I missed out on a trade that I was waiting for. I've had this level marked out for a while, and I was basically waiting for this trade. This was a significant level I was waiting for, a swing failure pattern of the lows that we, put in, basically the lows for the year or the lows since the bull market. And it's also the lows of this range. If I'm looking at this as a sideways range. And so I was interested in trading this level, and uh, basically I missed out on this trade, even though we saw the confirmations that I needed to see. In fact, what we saw was very bullish in my opinion. We basically saw bullish divs on the 3 hour and down, um, going all the way down to the low time frames. On the 24-minute, we saw the bull divs as we came down for that low. We saw it on the 12-minute with, let's see, was money flow trending up as well? Slightly. Money flow is slightly trending up. And yeah, even on the 6-minute, we saw the local bear divs and money flow divs as we took out that low, which is pretty bullish in my opinion. But I basically ended up missing that trade. When that alert went off, I was unable to look at the charts, and as you can see, this happened very quickly. By the time I was actually able to get a look at the charts, we were already like 1.5% up. So yeah, I missed that trade essentially. I was still very interested in trying to get a long from the lows of this range, and so I basically decided to try and wait for a retracement, see if another opportunity is presented to me. And so when my alert went off at 2 o'clock in the morning, I decided to drag myself out of bed to see what was going on. And looking at this, again through the scope of the larger time frames, um, when I came to the charts, and really the only confirmation sign I saw was these 1 minute bull divs. We weren't seeing bull divs on the 3 minute. I think we did have actually a hidden bullish div on the 6 minute. Yeah, we did because price made a higher low, but momentum waves made a lower low. But I didn't even notice this until I was looking at the charts, when I woke up. Pretty much when I got up out of bed and tried to take this trade, the only thing I saw was the 1 minute bull divs. But because of, basically the confirmations that we saw as we took out this low, and now that we are retesting this move's golden pocket with 1 minute bull divs, that was enough for me to, say, okay, my confirmations are met here. And I didn't open a, super large trade here. I wanted to keep my risk low, especially since I wasn't going to be staying up for long to manage this trade. I was basically going to set it and forget it, which is, something I don't like to do often. because the way I like to trade is I like to take profits out as soon as possible and get the trade locked in. Try to prevent losses as much as possible. That's the way I like to approach it usually. But in this case, I basically just had to set my stop loss below this low, set some TPs above, and yeah, then I basically was going to go back to sleep. I wasn't going to stay up to try and manage this trade. So I ended up taking, a smaller position, try and take on less risk. And yeah, I mean, it basically ended up working out. This didn't end up being the low. And, from there we got a pretty nice move to the upside, about 3% right now. So yeah, basically I had to put in a little bit more work for this trade. But, in this case, it was worth it. I think it is still possible to get a larger move to the upside, maybe to the top of this range, maybe like these highs up here, maybe even some of these highs up here. But yeah, basically, if I didn't plan for this trade, if I didn't plan for this trade originally, if I didn't plan for this golden pocket retest, there's pretty much no way I would have been able to take this trade. I had to plan for this ahead of time, sort of come up with conditions that I want to be met, which, in this case, when we came down for this original low, we CDW'd the low with bull divs on the 3 hour and down, so my conditions were certainly met here. And then, considering the scope of the larger time frame, I didn't really need to see much at this golden pocket. And like I said, if I didn't have a plan for this golden pocket, I definitely wouldn't have gotten out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning to sit at my computer and do TA. But, I did have a plan, and my plan ended up working out. And honestly, it would have been nicer if we saw some CVD divergences as we came down for these lows, but from what I was seeing, we didn't see any of that. We did actually see some after we touched off that golden pocket right here. Price was making a, higher lows right here after we touched off that golden pocket, but the CVD was continuing to trend down, and looks like open interest was increasing a little bit. So we did see the absorption after we hit the golden pocket, but beforehand, from here to here, we did not see any absorption. So, but anyways, I think that's all I wanted to go over. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.